He told Tinubu that Tinubu is not a real Muslim. If he wants them to support him, he needs to choose another Muslim. That's what brought about the Muslim ticket in northern Nigeria. And I've heard that many times that if they go to any mosque and the Yoruba man is the one leading the prayer, especially the Fulanis, not the Hausas, because when I was a Muslim myself in Odogbolu, we all of us always gathered in Odogbolu Central Mosque. I mean, things have really changed though. When I was growing up, Papa, some of the things that are now, like some of the stuff that have now become mainstream, religion or politics or tribe or ethnic or all those things, didn't really exist. Or maybe I just never paid attention. But I remember Umoru. I remember Falalu. I remember, I'm trying to remember some few names. The Hausa. All of us always kind of, Umoru, Haruna, Muhammad, Abubakar, Falalu. These are some of the northerners that lived in Odogbolu, walked in Odogbolu. They even have their, that, what do they call that? A provision, no, corner shop. I kind of call it corner shop, where you have, Aboki, where they sell everything you wanted. No, yeah. Central Mosque. We all go to the same Central Mosque. Mashalachi Jimo in Odogbolu. You will see Hausa there. You will see Yoruba. You will see everybody, all of us praying together, but not Fulani. I can't remember any Fulani. But now I'm hearing that the Northerners they will never stay behind the Yoruba man that is leading a prayer. I was like, really? I never observed that. Yes, they usually have their own mosque, not mosque, like in front of their shop like that. You can see about 6 or 10 or even 20 of them. All right. Praying at the same time. That doesn't mean that you won't see 1 or 2 of them in a mosque. In my own mosque, in the Idera Mosque in Odogbolu, then the Odogbolu Central Mosque, I've seen, I'm not daft. I remember having some of them there that we prayed together. But now I am hearing that if you are a Southerner and a Muslim, they will never pray behind anyone that is not, like, really? Yeah? God bless you, Jare. Metaba. Is that what you call it? Metaba. How they call them corner shop. Yes, later we can't get me shy. Those ones where they cook noodles. And they will make you tea. Usually you don't see all those ones except during Ramadan. What did they usually sell for us or sell to us back then was like a tuwo. Yeah, we get to eat their tuwo, luru, very tasty. Then I befriended Falalu. I befriended another one was called Tai, because they were twins. I befriended them that I was just eating tuwo for free because they have, their dad had about 6 wives, right? And they themselves were like about 20 of them. So the boys are always going to the farm to help their father, or they will go to the farm when they are not going to school. Because we are also going to school. We went to school together. Muslim primary school, Odogbolu. You will see them there. Hausa, Yoruba, everybody, Igbo. Joy, Gete, from all over the place. So Odogbolu. And some of them are like a farm hands, helping, working as a laborers. But things have changed, man. But it changed, gone. Anyway, that is why we are now saying that before we start killing ourselves, it is ideal for us to go our separate ways now, so that anyone who find themselves in different in any of these countries, if I decided to go to Arewanistan, for example, right, and if they decided to keep the name, the Nigeristan, for them in Arewa North, or if I want to go to the Kwara Republic, or whatever name the Middle Beltans chooses, then I would have to abide by the rules and their own laws there, right? So same thing if I have to go to Afghanistan, Nigeristan, or Arewanistan, whatever it is, right? If I decide to go there for their visa, I will have to obey or abide by all their rules, right? And if I also want to go to Biafra, or any other nation like that, so, you know, within this space, I will have to abide by their law and their rules. You know, any country without a law means that there are no sinners or there are no sins. I think that's how they put that. You know, this young man claimed that he was briefly kidnapped in Lagos. His story.
Adeniji under bridge. They took that way and parked under the bridge. It was pitch dark. They brought me out and they started using knife, cutlass, different things on me. Now I'm fortified. I'm an African, so of course I don't take anything for granted. I don't take chances. So I'm fortified. So when they saw that the stabbing attempts on my body, the knife was not entering, their dagger, their kitchen knives, their cutlass, they tried to cut me. About 3 of them held my neck, another 2 held my hand to the back, and they put, you can see lacerations on my neck. They put knife on my neck to try and, you know, slash my neck and slaughter me, but it wasn't penetrating. So I just had the leader telling them in Hausa that they should lie me down and use their boots. About 3 of them were wearing army uniforms, so they should use their boots to crush my head. So about 6 of them held me hand, leg, and 2 were using their boots to hit my eyes, hit my nose. They just wanted to knock me out. But you know, so after some minutes, I just realized that I was getting dizzy and I was about to, you know, faint. And once that happens, these people will take me and do what they want. So I reached out for my bag, which was on the floor, and nobody was noticing. They didn't notice it throughout all this thing. I used that, see blood from my mouth. I'm even bleeding internally. So I took out that knife with my right hand and I started, you know, waving it in different directions. So it cut one of them in the tummy. The stomach got busted, one in the neck, another one in the eye, and they started bleeding profusely. So their leader was telling them that maybe they have gotten all these remaining ones who are asleep. Let them carry them and go and deliver them. They should leave me, that at the end of the day I will die there with what they have done to me. So they all rushed off, and this is me, bleeding on my throat. My nose is broken. My eye inside, something is fundamentally wrong. My eyes, my mouth. I just want to, you know, clean up and then go to the hospital for medical attention. People, it is real. All the people I just talked about were northerners. These people have entered even Lagos State. They have entered Lagos. They have penetrated Lagos. They picked Adeni.
That's somebody's personal experience. And guess what? I believe him. The fact that he lived to tell the story is just should be a clarion call. Okay? We know before now that there are sleeper cells of all these kind of terrorists in southern part of Nigeria, and they are not just Fulanis. There are Hausas among them, or better still, because they speak Hausa, automatically will make us believe that they are Hausas too. But these northerners, there are sleeper cells in southern part of Nigeria that we have it on a very good authority that what they are waiting for is a signal that if everything breaks out today, there is a chance that we will likely not be able to defend ourselves. There is a chance. I'm not saying it is like you know, certain that we won't be able to defend ourselves. But the thing is that a lot of our people have become so weak, and we have also become people who have been desensitized, you know, insensitive of what is going on around us, because we are so preoccupied with what we are going to eat, where the next food is going to come from. There was a time that they had to arrest some of these guys in Lagos, Okada riders, who are also going about with pieces of weapons, guns, underneath the seat of their own Okada. All they would need, if anything happens, is just to bring these pieces together, couple them together, and that's it. AK-47 is, you know, is loaded. But we have become so desensitized enough that if it hasn't happened to you, then it is not happening. So he lived to tell this story. I can say congratulations to him. So still talking about insecurity. Tinubu's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Taga, right, has rejected the idea of inviting mercenaries in fighting the terrorists up north, in his own words.
In leading other countries in our region, and I would even say on the continent at large, in addressing challenges to peace and security. And we do this whenever we partner with other countries and have their support, including major powers that are outside of our region, outside of Africa. And we appreciate that sort of approach. And this is why we work well with countries like China. Where we have a problem is when you can see that whenever Nigeria is left out of such arrangements, it becomes more challenging. And it's not just a one-off thing. It's not a fluke. It is because of Nigeria's place and position on the continent and in our region. And that's why we take a firm stand and say, let us work together towards solving our problems by ourselves. Let us shun this idea of allowing others to come in to solve our problems for us. So private military companies, as far as we're concerned, it doesn't matter whether they're from north, south, east, west. We don't think it is going to provide the panacea. But when you work with us, then we're able to lead others in solving the problem. And also, we want to work with countries like China in domesticating production of military equipment, both kinetic and non-kinetic. This is what we're looking for, so that we don't have to go out looking to procure, and the delays and so many rules and regulations. We need to be able to produce locally. Nigeria is a very responsible country, working with the constitution, and that's why, and we've never had any expansionist tendencies, which is why others repose so much confidence in us and in our leadership. And we will continue to work with countries such as China in addressing these challenges, and rely on countries such as China also to work with us towards ensuring that private military companies, outside interference remains outside. Thank you.
Right. It is still we will, not we are doing so, and so. So it looks promising, right? Well, it always look promising. But it's all talk, no action. Okay? I saw a video from Gwari in Kaduna, where it was, you remember a few days ago, I shared a clip where the Kaduna government claimed that they've reached an agreement with the Fulani terrorists in Gwari and some other areas in Kaduna, where the terrorists, the Fulani terrorists, have now become repentant terrorists. They've repented and agreed to release some of their captives in embracing the peace deal amnesty offered them, called repentant terrorism, something. So I saw a video yesterday, a bit of coverage, so to say, by the Arise News, claiming that a lot of people have now started returning back to Gwari, and you can tell that it's a psyop, right? It's like a special kind of like a project to make the idea of repentant terrorists repenting, all right, to make it sound pretty much like a lucrative and a very good idea. But to me, I have seen this before. Or if you probably don't know, we have seen this before. The only repentant terrorists are the dead terrorists. If anybody want to repent from their act of terrorism, the first thing is you actually make them take responsibility for all their crimes. They have killed people, kidnapped people. These are murderers. These are terrorists. They should be tried for their crimes. Then after, you can look into, oh, they've repented, but they still get punished for what they have done. In Borno State, they've had over 250,000 repentant terrorists, but that has never reduced the act of terrorism because it is an industry. When politicians claim that they are repenting or they are rehabilitating repentant terrorists, it has never reduced the act of terrorism. Rather, it has increased it. Because it's obvious that apart from the media crew and the show up they always pull, right? It's always back to the status quo, to the point that the terrorists themselves always kind of have to go back to their old ways, their businesses. They never get punished, and whatever they are promised, they're never going to get it. So why should they come back and live under the promises of politicians? Sort of. So I saw that earlier. But apart from this, there are other things. In Nigeria today, right? There is nothing called the middle class anymore. In fact, it is believed that those who were supposed to, those who were supposed to be rich have now become poor. That they are now falling to the lower class level. And somebody believes that anarchy looms. Anarchy looms. Because you see those of you who are rich, 2-3 years ago, and the inflation is already eating you so bad. You're already falling into that below poverty level, slowly and slowly. Now, it takes a lot to survive every month right now, to give that your family the good standard of living that you have had for a while. And the worse things get, the more scary it has become for a lot of you. So this guy believes that when the shit finally hit the fan, that is when the anarchy looms. Listen to this.
Listen to this one, get your passport, dust them, keep them. Make sure your passport is up to date for a certain reason now. Now, this country, as we dey like this now, the people we suppose they cry the most are laughing, which are the people where they on the poor side. This country, we are suffering from what you call collective depression. Everybody is depressed, but they don't want to talk. Now, why are they fear? We say, the rich is no longer rich in Nigeria. Even the rich is now lower middle class. And the day that pot, the day that cup go fail, the day that whole pot where they boil with anger now, maybe government do something where go tip that balance off. What you see in this country will be a complete mess. Because that day, you're not going to be even poor against government. You're going to be poor against poor against rich, middle class against, then everybody against government. Everything, it will just be complete chaos. Because tell me why a cup of rice, foreign rice is 800, local rice is 500. A cup of rice. Tell me why. It doesn't make sense. Tell me why electricity bills, estimated billing is now heading to 200,000. Now, if you are rich in Nigeria, no, get as rich as you rich be. Whether you be chief priest or you be Bonner boy, rich as you rich be, you are spending at least. Of course, if you are Bonner boy there, man, you spend more. But if you're just rich, maybe you have less than 100 million in your account. Every month, put down at least 500,000 on fuel. Being that you spend mostly fuel 100k weekly, that's full tank. Put down 500k on fuel. Please, every month, put down at least 400,000 naira on feeding your family. That is if you are just cooking food of 15,000 naira every day, which is impossible. We know that to cook 3 square meal in a house, you can't tell me you're cooking food of 335 in a day or 4,000 per meal. To buy what you cook, maybe to cook good rice, you will spend at least 20,000 just one meal. So I'm just saying 500. Let's just be on the modest side in a month for feeding, but we know that it will at least reach 1 million. Just these two expenses, or minus bills, minus NEPA bill, minus any other thing, sundries, tissue paper. A myriad of bills. Just these two is 1.5 million every single month. Just these two. If you start adding a marriage of bills, there is no month you won't end up spending at least 4 million naira. How the hell are the poor people in Nigeria surviving? I have no idea. I legit have no idea. How are they surviving? It tells you something. Say they vex. Me too. Are they vex? It tells you say they are vexing. No matter if you are seeing them, you think you are deceiving them with comedy. Bro, the day you go set. I go run. Everybody will run. Everybody. Even if you serve the puppets, they run. They run. You understand? They run. The day you go set. Bro, hunger is a very dangerous thing. Oh. Don't play with hunger. Listen to this one. Listen to
It's a matter of time. Yes, let all of us continue to smile, to laugh. Comedy. The day it go cast. I remember saying the same thing on this platform. I said, there are those of you right now that are still surviving, even though you are feeling the heat. But God is, Princess Bawoni, how will they survive? Well, we thank God, Jerry. God has been very faithful. God has been really, really good. Nigeria is not easy, but we thank God. We are still thanking God. When the real Bedu enter body for real, when the Bedu enter body, enter body. When the Bedu enter body, yes, enter body. I no go tell anybody. You see that inflation on its own, the damages that inflation is actually causing. Everybody is feeling it in their own wallet. You are feeling it in your purse. And when you ask people, how are the people actually surviving? It's unimaginable. It's like unexplainable. But they are looking onto God. God is faithful. God has been very good. Everybody is doing everything they can just to stay afloat because they still can until when they can't. I'm not wishing you anything bad, but with the actions and inactions of Tinubu and his gang, propaganda is never going to save anybody. Propaganda can run a country that is completely mismanaged and run on lies. No, lies can't really run a country successfully. You still have to do some certain things right. Once those of you are still considering yourselves rich, begin to really lose it. Something is going to spark. Something is going to get triggered. Around that time, then you read because right now, they have done the shege, sote, to even japa right now is almost impossible. Do you know how much it's going to cost you to japa? They will say you should go and look for 20 million. To go and look for 25 million to japa. 25 million. But if you get 25 million right now, japa won't even be on your mind right away. Even though there are those who have sold their properties, sold this, sold that, and just japa. Nigeria is destroying our people. There are those out of fear, worry, they've sold all their properties only for them to japa within a year or two. They are full of regrets. What kind of life is this? Depressed, confused, unhappy. So everybody is getting hot here and there. Now only person will come out to speak about their own. Now them you go feel like say, show what's to any Baba what's you pay hello man. Being so scared of where is Nigeria headed? People out of fear, believing that people will look okay, they are looking all right in that contraption. Out of fear of we don't know where this is headed. They stole all they have in that place. go and buy a visa. And then they got to wherever they were going to and their family. There are many families that have become torn apart right now. Husband and wife, they've divorced. They were looking fine. They were feeding, I mean, they were living fine in Nigeria. Out of this fear and all of that, they had to jack back to Nigeria, sold everything they have in that